grab your popcorn, grab your decapitated head, get your butter, get your bag of blood. This is the 2022 edition of the 31 Days of Dread, where Peter A. DeLuca, aka Pad, your boy here, the film buff, does one horror movie a day, and that's me talking. I'm your host. I'm not a vampire. I'm almost a zombie because I've just been doing nothing but watching these movies so I can discuss them all with you. But here it is, the 31 Days of Dread. Everyone, I am so excited to bring you these movies. We're doing modern day horror for the first time ever. We're barely even going to hit 2021. We're going to focus on 2022. So roll over in that coffin and let's go. Emergency. For the 31 Days of Dread, we have yet another horror movie remake. Now look, you can argue, is Firestarter really horror? It's got horrific elements. If you're not familiar with the general plot, it's a little girl. She's telekinesis, or whatever, like Professor Xavier and Jean Grey from the X-Men, but she can control fire. She can get inside your mind. She comes from parents with similar powers. Now, this is it's a trope within Stephen King work. Okay, his son for Black Phone used a similar trope with the daughter and the mother. And the son having a level of psychic abilities. That's why he's able to talk to the dead people on the phone. Go listen to the first episode of 31 Days of Dread 2022 if you want more details on the Black Phone. What do we have here? We have a stacked $12 million movie. Jason Blum, the master of low-budget awesomeness. But he brings in Akiva Goldsmith. They bring in Ryan Kiera Armstrong. That's our little girl. She's better in this movie than Drew Barrymore was in 1984. Just gotta say. We have the Carpenters, John Carpenter and son. I think it's Jason Carpenter, doing the music. We got Zac Efron, who is amazing, fantastic death scene. You're with him. There's a little bit of a plight within this movie. And this movie turns into we have to hide. We're being hunted. We have to stay underneath the radar. And you know where the movie's going. We're going to get captured, break out, death ensues. And there's a side of this movie that's makes you question horror, even though there's a very teary death of a cat spoiler in this movie, and it's sad, and I don't like seeing that because we know I love my cat, Diamond Dallas Cat. Available, follow him right now on Instagram, Diamond Dallas Cat. Go find him. But this movie flirts with being military fiction because there's a facility and a organization that harnesses these telekinetic people, and they pretty much breed them and experiment and train them. And it's such an awesome aspect. There's a great point at the end of this film where you realize, hey, we can do anything moving forward. We can do a lot of things moving forward. And for $12 million, for what they spent and what they set up, the rules that are in place, Firestarter goes above and beyond the 1984. Okay, 1984, the effects, even Drew Barrymore's performance, really don't hold up. This movie has, there's a lot of meat on the bone, as I like to say, and it's worth your time. And that's important because no one spoke about this movie. This movie didn't even get promoted as a Stephen King film, as a Stephen King remake, which is that's a little bit weird. Why not put Stephen King's name all over this, especially if it's something that you know around Halloween people are going to hunt down and watch. I don't know. And we have a great there's this Native American guy that's he's Park Psychic Assassin, and he's one of the survivors at the end, and he ends up with the girl. That dude, I think is Kurtwood Smith. That's the guy that portrays that role. Awesome performance too, and he's kind of like silently scary. My kind of hitman. Like put him up against the dude from No Country for Old Men. But yeah, so I'm a little your boy here, Peter A. DeLuca, the film buff, is just surprised that this movie, with the lineage of Stephen King and all the names connected to it, just it didn't get a push, it didn't pop, it didn't go viral. I feel like I'm like the last person standing when discussing this movie and how excited I am to see if they do something with it, to see if they take these ideas further, because they definitely deserve, on a creative sense, more examination. And keep in mind too, Firestarter is like it's like a Stephen King wrote Carrie. Firestarter might have been his third or fourth novel. Like they're very similar in the approach, and you gotta remember too, the original Carrie, like the Carrie novel, is written almost as a dossier. It's written almost as like a medical report. And there are overlaps between Carrie and Firestarter, and it's really weird that people don't make those connections. Right now, they just connect everything to The Shining and the the Gunslinger novels, and that's just like that's just contrite. I mean, like things can exist separately. Firestarter and Carrie exist separately, but it's good to pair the two together. And the Carrie remake is there too. So what are we doing? What are we doing with these early Stephen King remakes? I guess we're doing nothing. Okay, people, I guess we have like a short one, but it's enthusiastic. I'm very excited for what's next, because we have an Amazon original with more kick-ass females. Girls are going to dominate the next few episodes, but we have My Best Friend's Exorcism, and you guys know I always look forward to like kind of those goofy, off-center horror comedies. Let's talk about it. The future of film is horror, and thanks for all of that, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me. Getting back to my point there, the future is horror. The future of cinema is horror. So everyone here, and I've never ever in all these years, I've never made this request, but everyone that we highlight, every single filmmaker, male, female, ghoul, goblin, you know the drill. But check them out. Find them on a streaming platform. I usually highlight how I watch these movies on which platform, even if I rented it or bought it, so you guys know a little bit of the price range. It's important that we support all of these movies and all of these filmmakers, because they are the future. The future is horror. Thanks for hanging out.